They arrested my brother. He's a U.S. citizen. He was working at Target.
I'm just really upset that this is happening in America. We got people that are dying, that are dead. We got others that are getting kidnapped.
No! No!
On January 7th, 2026, 37-year-old Renee Nicole Good, a Minneapolis resident and U.S. citizen, was fatally shot by U.S. Federal Home Security (ICE) agent during a federal immigration enforcement operation in South Minneapolis, near Poland Avenue, just a few blocks from her home. Following the killing, mass protests erupted across Minneapolis and other U.S. cities. On Thursday morning, January 8th, protesters gathered outside the Whipple Federal Building, where tensions escalated. Federal officers in riot gear lined up outside the building. They pushed into the crowd, threw several protesters to the ground, made at least 2 arrests, and deployed chemical irritants. Protesters chanted shame as arrests were made. Federal authorities later retreated and formed a human wall to protect the building. The FBI assumed exclusive control of the investigation, barring Minnesota state investigators from accessing evidence, deepening federal-state tensions. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz criticized the move, demanding greater transparency and state involvement.
We do not need any further help from the federal government. To Donald Trump and Kristi, Noem, you've done enough. There's nothing more important than Minnesotan safety. I've issued a warning order to prepare the Minnesota National Guard. We have soldiers in training and prepared to be deployed if necessary. I remind you, a warning order is a heads up for folks. And these National Guard troops are our National Guard troops. They're teachers in your community, they're business owners, they're construction professionals. They are Minnesotans. Minnesota will not allow our community to be used as a prop in a national political fight.
It was a very difficult day yesterday, I'll start with that.
Minneapolis Council member Jason Chavez has called for arrest of ICE agents.
They need to be arrested, they need to be fired and held accountable. And anybody that watched that murder needs to be put on trial as well. Because this happened blocks away from the murder of George Floyd. And our city will not take anything less than that. They need to be fired immediately and they need to be arrested. And the city needs to be doing everything that it can to step in and help.
Minnesota's a train wreck.
Federal officials, including Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and President Donald Trump, defended the shooting, claiming Good had weaponized a vehicle and attempted to run over an agent, prompting the use of deadly force.
I would say that when these individuals use their vehicles to try to ram our law enforcement and to put their lives in jeopardy, that law enforcement officer has to make a decision to protect his life and the individuals around him as well.
However, videos circulating online and eyewitness accounts appear to contradict this version, showing a vehicle turning away and driving off before shots were fired, with witnesses stating she posed no immediate threat. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey has also rejected the Trump administration's claim that the agents fired in self-defense. He claimed that the federal officers were responsible for creating chaos in the city.
I do have a message for our community, for our city, and I have a message for ICE. To ICE, get the out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite.
Renee Good's death has become a symbol of outrage over federal enforcement tactics, reviving national debates on use of force, immigration enforcement, federal authority, and civil rights. Minneapolis, already a focal point in America's policing debate, now finds itself once again at the center of a national controversy. With Meenakshi Shandelia, Bureau Report, India Today.